Ladies and gentlemen, your remarks.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'll start out with a statement which goes like this. It is now 6 days since MH370 disappeared. There are currently 43 ships and 40 aircraft searching for it, 26 ships and 25 aircraft in the South China Sea, and 17 ships and 15 aircraft on the Straits of Malacca. We are grateful for the assistance from around the world. With every passing day, the task becomes more difficult, and as always, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of those on the flight. Trust me, we will spare nothing in our efforts to find MH370. Before I take any questions, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to clear up a few issues. Firstly, being on the engine data. I would like to refer to news reports suggesting that the aircraft may have continued flying for some time after last contact. As Malaysian Airlines will confirm shortly, those reports are inaccurate. The last transmission from the aircraft was at 0107, which indicated that everything was normal. Rolls-Royce and Boeing teams are here in Kuala Lumpur and have worked with MAS and the investigations team since Sunday. These issues have never been raised. Whenever there are new details, they must be corroborated. Since today's media reports, MAS has asked Rolls-Royce and Boeing specifically about the data. As far as Rolls-Royce and Boeing are concerned, those reports are inaccurate. On the Chinese satellite imagery, a Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency surveillance plane was dispatched this morning to investigate potential debris shown on Chinese satellite images. We deployed our assets but found nothing. We have contacted the Chinese embassy, who notified us this afternoon that the images were released by mistake and did not show any debris from MH370. The third issue that I need to clarify is on the FAA directive. The aircraft has been fully serviced and was fit to fly according to engineering and maintenance records. All maintenance checks were in order. The last routine maintenance service was conducted on the 23rd of February 2014. The next service was due on the 19th of June. On the radar signals, it is suggested that there was a possibility that an aircraft had passed over the Straits of Malacca. We have a duty to investigate any possibility. We owe it to the families of those on the flight to follow up every lead, and on that basis, we dispatch extra ships and aircraft to search the area. However, our main effort has always been in the South China Sea. We are working very closely with the FAA and the NTSB on the issue of the possible air turnback. They have indicated to us that based on the information and data given by the Malaysian authorities, they being FAA and NTSB, the US team was of the view that there were reasonable grounds for Malaysian authorities to deploy resources to conduct search on the western side of the peninsula of Malaysia. Under the circumstances, it is appropriate to conduct a search, even if the evidence suggests there is a possibility of finding even a minor evidence to suggest that the vessel, the aircraft would have been there. The fifth issue, ladies and gentlemen, is about raw data. As I am sure you can understand, we would not ordinarily release raw data from our military radar. But in this case, we have put the search effort above our national security. We have shared our data with our international partners, including the US and China, to help with the search efforts. 6. Police investigation into the pilots. Reports suggesting that the Malaysian police searched the homes of the MH370 crew are not true, and the Royal Malaysian Police have issued a statement to that effect. Finally, Malaysia's response. I want to touch on the question of Malaysia's response. First, this situation is unprecedented. MH370 went completely silent whilst over the open ocean. We are in the middle of a multinational search involving many countries, and more than 80 ships and aircraft. This is a crisis situation. It is a very complex operation, and it has not always been easy. We are devoting all our energies to the task at hand, and I want to be very clear. Our focus has been on finding the aircraft. We have not done anything that could jeopardize this search effort. There are times where we have not been able to reveal information. For example, some radar signals, because they require analysis and confirmation by other agencies before they are being released. To release such information before it was ready could have compromised the investigation or the search efforts, and which will add anguish to the relatives. Malaysia has nothing to hide. We have spared no expense and no effort. From day one, we have been in regular contact with our neighboring countries and accepted all international offers for help, to help. We have followed protocols as stipulated by the International Civil Aviation Organization since the incident began. Much has been made about the extension of the search areas. Some claim that Malaysia has slowed down the search. That is totally not true. In fact, we have intensified the search. Again, let me be clear, there is no real precedent for a situation like this. The plane vanished. We have extended the search area because it is our duty to follow every lead, and we owe it to the families. And trust me when I say we will not give up.